All right, here we are on today's lesson. We're talking about landmarks, and this is on page 40 in your Spark 1 book, Matium 1, which is 7th grade, and this book is English as a foreign language, not really English as a second language, but you could probably use it for that as well. We're talking today about landmarks, and these are places that are important, places in your country or places around the world that are important. And so we will see about the Eiffel Tower is in Paris, France. So this is a landmark, and this is also an iconic structure. All right, it's tall, it's metal, it's huge, it's very large, right? It's very high, สูงมาก space เป็นที่ว่างเนาะรู้อวกาศ So some of these words have more than one meaning. Tall can mean high. All right, สูงมาก can mean R. แพงมาก the price is very high. But we won't say the price is very tall. So we're going to change some different words that we have. All right, so we're looking at landmarks. We're looking at the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower. All right, sometimes you might say Eiffel. All right, Eiffel Tower is in Paris, France. It is over 100 years old, and it is 324 meters tall. All right, so it's quite tall. There are some names of 72 famous Frenchmen in the middle of the tower. From the top of the Eiffel Tower, you can see the whole of Paris below. So it's a good landmark. It's a good place for tourists to go. People like to have their picture in front of the Eiffel Tower so they can remember their trip to France. All right, the country is France, อันนี้เป็นประเทศฝรั่งเศส and the city เมืองชื่อ Paris, France. All right, now let's look at the Great Wall of China. The Great Wall of China is over 6,350 kilometers long. Most of the wall is about 500 years old, but some parts are more than 2,000 years old. Many people think you can see it from space, but this isn't really true. All right, so we learned something special, that some people think that the wall is so large or so long, 6,350 kilometers long. They think it's so long that you can see it from space, but this book says you cannot. It's not really true. อันนี้ไม่จริงๆเนาะเห็นที่นอกจากโลกนี้จะมองดูไม่ได้เลย Google Earth อาจจะเห็นได้แต่จากที่ astronaut มองไม่เห็นต้องใช้เป็นแบบ Google Earth ถ้าใช้ Google Earth จะดูได้เนาะไปเที่ยวที่ Google Earth ก็ได้ You can even take a tour of the wall on Google Earth. Google Earth is really cool. I just don't have time to tour everything. All right, let's look at a place in London. London is in England, right? ประเทศอังกฤษ London เป็นเมืองในประเทศอังกฤษ All right, เป็นเพื่อนบ้านกับฝรั่งเศส no? England and France are neighbors. All right, what separates them is the English Channel, but there are ferries across the English Channel. It's not very far. What is it, about 20 or 30 kilometers? And there's also the channel or the Channel Tunnel that goes under the English Channel now. You can ride by train from England now to France. All right, one of the iconic landmarks of England is the Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace is in London, England. It is the home of the Queen of England. It is huge. It is 108 meters long and 24 meters high. There are 775 rooms in it. So it has a lot of rooms, huh? So Buckingham Palace, I've never seen any of these landmarks. I've never seen this one. I've never seen the Wall of China. and I've never seen the Eiffel Tower, but I would like to. All right. So what do you know about the landmarks in the pictures? What else would you like to learn? Write one question for each. So we can listen. If you have the listen reading check, maybe you'll listen to this with your teacher. But we can answer these questions, I think. How old is the Eiffel Tower? Do you remember how old it is? It's over มากกว่า100 ปี No, over 100 years old. All right, so there's number one. And what is its height? ศูนย์แค่ไหน What is its height? How tall is it? It's 324 meters tall. So the height. All right, so you can do the rest by yourself, but I gave you a start because I want to talk about ordinal numbers. Write a sentence about each landmark in the photographs. Tell the class. So you have to write a sentence, and we're going to talk about ordinal numbers. I don't know what sentence you would want to write. Maybe you want to write about some information that you know, maybe that you can't see. Can you see it from space? They already wrote a question. Maybe which landmark would you like to see? Maybe you can tell me that one. Which landmark would you like to see? If you could visit the Eiffel Tower, the Great Wall of China, or Buckingham Palace, which one would you like to see first? Which one do you think is most important? Maybe the Eiffel Tower is number one, I think, for most Thai people. Maybe Buckingham Palace, number two, and the Great Wall, number three. But for a lot of foreigners, I think they would like to see the Great Wall, and then maybe, I don't know, between Buckingham and Eiffel Tower, which one they would prefer to see. But when we rate things, first, second, third, and fourth, all right, we like to use ordinal numbers. The first, put ตามด้วยนะครับ So you repeat after me because this is so difficult. It's not even easy for me to speak. อันนี้เป็นสำคัญแล้วก็ไม่พูดไม่ง่ายเนาะสำหรับผมด้วยเนาะผมด้วยผมต้องคิดแล้วก็พูดได้ชัดผมพยายามพูดชัดแต่ไม่ใช่พูดไม่ต้องพูด over แต่ต้องพูดชัดเวอร์เนาะ I want to speak clearly but I don't want to speak crazy. All right, so here we go. The first วันที่สอง the second วันที่สาม the third and I'm doing it like the third on the calendar วันที่หนึ่ง the first day, the second day, the third day. All right, but you can say the first อันดับหนึ่งเนาะแต่พูดวันที่หนึ่งอาจจะง่ายกว่าแล้วก็หนูอาจจะจำได้ the first ทุกครั้งใช้ต้องบอกว่า the first. All right, the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, the eighth, the ninth, the 10th, the 11th, the 12th ฟังเสียงสุดท้ายด้วยไหม the 10th มีเป็นเสียง air เนาะ the 11th, the 12th, the 13th, the 14th, the 15th, the 16th, the 17th, the 18th, the 19th, the 20th, the 21st, the 22nd, the 23rd. All right, and you can keep going. The 30th, the 40th, the 50th, the 60th, the 70th, the 80th, the 90th, the 100th. And then you would go 101, no, the 101st, the 102nd. All right, so it's crazy. I can't remember getting that high in ordinal numbers. But one thing to remember, especially for your test, these are the most important. First, me ST สุดท้ายเนาะแล้วก็1 ST แล้วก็ second ผมอธิบายในอีก วิดีโอคลิปหนึ่งเนาะที่จะเป็น ordinal number ถ้าหนูพิมพ์นี้ ordinal number ที่ช่องของคุณเสียมหนูจะเห็นว่ามี ordinal number ผมสะกดเขียนแล้วก็อธิบายได้เยอะภาษาไทยภาษาอังกฤษกัน alright so whenever you look at this think about a special building or landmark in your country collect information and then write a short paragraph about it write the name location special features alright so think about a special building เป็นตึกที่พิเศษเนาะor landmark เป็นสิ่งที่เป็นไอคอนของประเทศ alright maybe วัดอรุณ or Ayutthaya or what is it the Manchon building in Bangkok is very tall alright so maybe you want to write how many floors or how many stories because this is important when you say which floor is Tony on he's on the 8th floor เขาอยู่ที่ชั้น7แล้วก็สัปดาห์ที่เราอธิบายได้น้อยเกี่ยวกับอังกฤษจะนับชั้นไหนที่แตกต่างกันจากอเมริกาเนาะ alright in America the first floor in the UK is the ground floor so we think a little bit different about the first story or second story and that goes good into talking about your house downstairs which is the ground floor in America we'd say even the first floor on the first floor are downstairs kennel singers visit huge garden come anytime so that's your next thing and you're writing an email about your house and we talked about this and we're going to talk about it again this week about your dream house talk about the things that are in your house and here they get back into listening and repeating I wanted to look at this again because we're looking at the sound this is the and this is the so it's both of these are th but one of them is aspirated and one of them's non-aspirated alright so we've got a little vibration here we just have basically air here the 6th the 7th you hear that the 6th this is the hard one นี่ยากที่สุดเนาะ the 6th because you have si and then you have like a ks and then a th the 6th the 7th the 8th the 9th the 10th alright and I'm putting the because I want you to remember when you take your testผมต้องหนูที่จะพูดเป็นอัตโนมัติแล้วทุกครั้งเห็นว่า ordinal number หนูจะบอกว่า the alright theอย่าลืมเนาะ alright อันนี้จะเป็นเสียงมีเสียงเนาะอันนี้คือว่ามีเสียง th ที่มีเสียง the 10th the 10th this those there the this those there the this those there alright so these are difficult alright usually my students will say the did dot there the did dot there alright that's not the same as the this those there alright so reallyอันนี้เป็นที่ออกกำลังกายปากเนาะเรียนที่ดนฝานที่ข้างบน the ใช่เรียนจะดนฝานที่ข้างบน